Greetings and welcome to my review of Legend of Grimrock. Yes, I beat it, as you can see, after 9 hours, 44 minutes and 54 seconds. This was shortly before the final encounter, and so you can add like 5 minutes to that. The last encounter wasn't that long. But yes, you can see I kind of skipped on some secrets. I'm not really the secret type. I'm not like, yeah, I have to... Anyways. Review. Before I'm beginning my review, I try my best not to flat out spoil something. So I'm not going to be like, Luke is Darth Vader's son or something. To totally spoil the story. The little bit that there is, but I also don't want to try to find words around certain events and stuff like that. So if you want to go totally clean into the game and don't know about anything that happens, why the fuck are you watching a review? Seriously. Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to spoil any riddles or the ending or what happens at the end. I try my best not to, but don't be upset if something slips and you are like, oh, I wanted to find this out myself. Anyways, the ending, while it is, in my opinion, pretty predictable, still had quite a huge what the fuck moment. I was like, this isn't really happening now, is it? I was kind of expecting something else, but I kind of expected it to go in this direction. If you go there, you will see what I'm talking about. Now that I have a more in-depth view of the game, I can talk about a few things. The skill system. I don't really like the skill system. I mentioned this yesterday. I have the feeling the skill system is kinda aimed at more higher level characters. With my rogue I went almost full time into missile weapon feats. And I missed 2 points because I was at the beginning I put 2 points into evasion because I was like, yeah, putting 2 points into this gives me 1 whatever, so this may be important. Yeah, it wasn't. But so all in all, my rogue barely got 50 points together to reach one of the final abilities. And yeah, I don't know, this feels, in my opinion, kind of strange. Like I said, the skill system seems to be more aimed at higher level characters. Perhaps there's room for add-ons and stuff like that, or more dungeons you can venture in with your last party. I don't know. It would be great. It would be really, really great. I would enjoy that. But other than that, there are so many useless things. So you can't really max out your melee weapon skill. And the final feat or whatever you get won't be reachable because you can't just as a melee, you can't just put everything into your melee weapon and totally neglect your armor. Because then you run around with your Adam and Eve costume naked and get your ass handed to you, pretty much. I go to the combat later on. Or for spellcaster, I usually went the route spell power, fire and air. I wanted as many spells as possible. And there's no real reason to go a lot higher. I mean, in fire, sure, the fire shield, the passive fire shield may be nice later on, but I finished this game on hard, and I never felt like, phew, I really wish I had a fire shield now. If you know how to use your A and D button, then you're pretty much set in that regard. But other than that, well, the main focus wasn't the combat, so I may let it slip. And the main focus were on the character development or something like that, so that's, in my opinion, okay. I hope if they release more content for this game, that you can use your old characters. That would be nice. So and perhaps, yeah, the problem is in the beginning you have to kind of select 2 skills, but you can never max one. I don't know. I didn't really like that, considering they give you the option. And that's the thing. You get the option, and I honestly don't like it if I get options, but choosing one option is useless. So it doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't make sense to just go fire. Pump everything you have into fire spells. Sure, your fireball spells do more damage, around 30 or something, but everything that's past it, you don't really need that. And I honestly don't know why increasing my fire skills gives me strength attributes. I don't know. It's okay-ish, kinda. This game wasn't really played by numbers, to be honest. This game, the puzzles held the game and held it very well, but the combat, I read in quite a lot of reviews. The combat was okay-ish. But like I said, more to that. The puzzles, like I said, were all very good. If you are a more experienced dungeon crawler type, like me, then the puzzles kinda, you've seen them before, sort of. A lot of puzzles reminded me of Dungeon Master or the After Beholder series. I can't say that there was one where I was like, whoa, that's totally new. There was one little part, but it wasn't really a puzzle. You can't really call it a puzzle, and it was only to open up one of the iron doors. As you can see, I opened 7 of 10. And yeah, don't know. That was a nice option, but yeah, I'm not blaming them. Oh gosh, I'm not saying, oh, the game is bad because the puzzles were kind of like the old Dungeon Crawl. No. If somebody who never played, like my best friend, he sometimes really struggled with these puzzles, and he was kind of complaining that sometimes there were no real clues given, and I have to admit he is right in that regard. But considering I see it from the other point of view, he loves adventure games. He's very experienced with adventure games. And if I play an adventure game, I would be complaining, oh, they don't give me enough hints. What? So, yeah, this is a game for veterans or people who are experienced in Dungeon Crawler. And if you're not, then you have to, suffer more through the puzzles. And that's okay. That's, in my opinion, totally okay. When compared to the past few generations of RPGs, this game really tops it off with the puzzles. Because in Skyrim, in my opinion, the Skyrim puzzles, at least the ones I encountered so far, were a joke. It was really like, there are 3 statues over there, and you have to put 3 statues in the right order. I wonder what I have to do here. Yeah. As you can see from my statistics, I'm not really a secret person. I didn't really bother that much with secrets anymore, because my party was traveling, going through pretty well. And it may be a spoiler, but I don't care. You don't really need to hoard a lot of food. yeah, you get quite a lot of food later on. So I wasn't really like, yeah, I have to fight more secrets. I kind of set my goal to open up all the island doors. I kind of failed 3 times. But yeah, I was like, yeah. One, my opinion, valid complaint on the other hand, the levels feel pretty small. I don't know. Perhaps I remember it wrong, or I don't know. But the Dungeon Master levels felt kinda bigger, and most of the time I didn't even need a map. Like I said, I was playing on hard difficulty, old school style. That means no auto map function. I started to map out the first 3 levels, and after that I was like, yeah, fuck this. I don't really need a map for this. And most of the time I didn't really need one. Those times where a map was kinda helpful, I just put something together, nothing serious. One time there was, that would solve a puzzle. But one time I needed a map to solve one of the Iron Door puzzles. So, but other than that, the levels were pretty easy to navigate, in my opinion. Not sure if this is a big minus in my book. Like I said, the puzzles. This game really lived on the puzzles. I wouldn't say that, the levels are so small, I hate this game now. And sure, if they put in bigger levels, there would have been more room for puzzles. But you also have to say, this game only costs $12. It's, you can say, single A title. They worked 1 year on this. And considering the credits, I think I counted 8 different names who really worked on that. 5 or 8, I'm not sure anymore. And for 8 people, 1 year, $12, 10 hours entertainment. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I mean, this game, I think I played it more than some AAA titles. Of course, it's no Skyrim with 80 hours of game time, but at least I was entertained in these 10 hours. What else? Yeah, I don't know, this, again, spoiler alert, 2 levels were not passable. Yeah. There was one level, it was, halls of the Devastator, some halls. And I found no way to go in there. Yeah, I think you can enter them from either the upper or lower part, but I never found the areas to enter this, and I didn't really need it. I mean, it was kind of in the middle of the game. Yeah, middle, first to at the beginning of the last quarter, something like that. So, and yeah, I couldn't enter this level. And another level, it was like stairs down. There was a scroll. Yeah, this level is sealed. Okay, going down. I think this may be part of the final level. So I'm not sure. So far, one level definitely not accessible. At least for me. Like I said, I didn't look for all the secrets. I don't know if I missed out a lot. At least there were no important items in there. So, the combat. I honestly kind of like the combat, but this game, I need new A, D, Q, and E buttons. I was circles to waving like a motherfucker. Just, holy hell. I mean, fighting one of the bigger enemies, you really needed your 2x2 square room and circle this asshole. Circle him like you're playing Counter-Strike in whatever, High League or something. Holy hell. I never had a circle strafe that much in other games. I mean, usually you could go toe to toe with the enemies. Perhaps my party wasn't that well balanced. I kind of put everything I could into the to improve their defenses and offenses, of course. But holy, some enemies could kill my warrior with one hit. Yeah, if you weren't careful, one or two hits and he was done for. And some of the enemies, spoiler alert, have a side attack. So if you're standing next to them, they can attack you. They still can attack you. You kind of have to circle strafe faster around them. I don't know if this was because I was playing on hard. I don't know how this game is on easy. Perhaps I will. Well, if I should ever do a let's play of this, it will be on easy. But holy mother of God, this circle strafing. And what? I have one complaint. Yes, I just realized one big complaint. They played too much Doom 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they love to spawn monsters in your back. I often had times where I was solving a puzzle, went into the room, came out, and suddenly two big monsters were standing there and being like, yeah, fuck you. Or you open up, you push a button and suddenly 8 monsters, or suddenly the vaults open up and 8 monsters attack you. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Loading, and next time kind of evading the monsters, or at least I knew what was coming up. I don't know, I don't like this. I kind of like I said in my vlog, try to keep your back safe. And my first death was because of something. I think my first death was in level 2 or something. I was fighting one of these bush monsters, and since I pressed a pressure plate, something behind me opened, and another mushroom, whatever monster, was fucking me in the ass. Holy hell. I didn't really like that. But it was bearable. I was saving a lot. I hit the maximum of saves. Why did they have a maximum on saves for please? Can somebody please tell me this? I mean, we're living in the 21st century. I don't need you can only save 30 times or on 30 different areas. Please make room for more. I don't know. That felt kind of strange. I was playing with my best friend. Kinda. We were playing on Skype and talking to each other while combat and stuff. And I had areas. There was one, again, spoiler alert. There was one area where you entered a secret part of a lower level. And there were quite a lot of ooze blobs or whatever there. It was at the beginning. I think we entered level 4 with the secret room. And I couldn't beat them. They were totally devastating me. I was fighting them, there wasn't that much room, and I didn't have a projectile spell yet. Because the only spell I had, the kind of combat spell, was this flame you put in front of you, one field in front of you. And yeah, that's it. And those things were hitting really hard, and whoa. Our best friend, he had an ice mage, and they got a projectile pretty early, and the projectile was some kind of AoE. It hits everything in its path. So, not really AoE, more like a line of sight spell. Like you shoot it, and it goes on the ground and hits all the enemies. I think it has a chance to freeze them, which gives you a lot of free hits. So in my opinion, the Ice Mage feels pretty overpowered. At least compared to my Fire Mage. My Fire Mage, of course at the end, she was dishing out quite a lot of damage, but when I heard him, I was like, yeah, I kind of want this too. I don't know how Earth is, I didn't really get high in air to get a projectile spell. The spellcraft feat gave me a light spell, so yeah. But yeah, it kind of yeah. The next time I'm definitely going with at least one ice mage. Oh yeah. Other than that, I can still recommend this game. If you love puzzles, if you love sitting here in front of your PC and thinking like, how do you solve this? And this is stuff like that. And yeah, I can suggest this game. If you're not that experienced with the combat in dungeon crawlers, I would suggest you choose easy mode or choose forced mage in your party. If you want a real easy mode, choose easy mode and a forced mage in your party. I have no idea how earth magic is. It kind of feels kind of like the poison spell in Dungeon Master. I never used the poison spell in Dungeon Master. Why should I use the poison spell if I can just throw a fireball in your face? Doesn't really make sense to me. So yeah, all in all, a very good game. Those almost human people who made this did a really good job, and as far as I know, it's one of the best sellers at the moment on Steam and on GOG. And I hope that this kinda shows that people want more of these type of RPGs. Like I said, I don't care if you like other RPGs. The good thing with RPGs is the wide spectrum it kind of covers. You have your dungeon crawlers, you have your MMOs, you have your story-driven RPGs, and so on. If you like stuff like Dragon Age more, oh, fine, do it. I don't care. It's not my cup of tea. I prefer games like Baldur's Gate, Might and Magic, Wizardry. Story? Pfft, give me hard monsters and a dungeon to conquer. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Anyways, how was your experience? Let me know. I'm interested in it. And yeah, I'm not sure when I will do a let's play of this game. I already saw a few people doing let's plays of this game, at least 2 in my subscription box. I personally still don't think you should do an immediate let's play of this because, like I said, it's a small company, but perhaps it helps. The thing, what really interests me, nothing to do with Legend of Grimrock now. What really interests me, how do I say this? How often did you buy a game after seeing a let's play it? And how often did you not buy a game because you saw a let's player playing it? This is something that kind of interests me. Because from my experience, I watched RPG play the Might and Magic series. All of them. I watched all of them. 1 and 2, not that much. 3 and 4, 5, kinda. But I watched the 7 and 8 because I was really interested in that, and 6 because was also interested in that. At least how it ends. And I actually went out and bought these games. I went out and bought 7, 8, and 9 after it was available on GOG. 7, 8 I even tried to buy earlier than that, a lot earlier. So yeah, it kind of sold games. And a lot of people commented on my Jack Alliance Let's Plays that they were going to buy the game for Nintendo DS because it looked really interesting. So, yeah. Like I said, what I'm interested in, how do you handle this? Do you buy games after you saw Let's Play this? Or do you usually not buy games because I just saw someone playing this, why should I buy it? That kind of interests me. Okay, anyways, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see each other soon. So, take care and goodbye.